Students, welcome to the CBB tutorial. So, today we are seeing the diversity in the living world. We are seen in the previous video, that is the living world, and started the chapter also and seen some basic concepts. Now we are starting diversity in the living world. So, in the if you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plants, insects, birds, your pets, or other animals and plants. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. Okay, that's all around you, but you cannot see. That's very microscopic animals. Okay, if you were to increase the area that you make observation in, the range and variety of organisms that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kinds of living organisms in it. Okay, each different kind of plant, animals, or organisms that you see represents a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms or species are remaining in the world. Okay, this refers to biodiversity. There are different diversities. Okay, that is called biodiversity, or the number of types of organisms present on earth. They all are different. That is difference in many other animals or plants or any organisms is called as biodiversity. Okay, we should remember here that as we explore new areas and even old ones, new organisms are continually being identified. Okay, as stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know the plants and elements in our area by their local names. That is, if you call his name is Pratik, okay, his name is Rahul, the dog's name is Puppy, that is the local names. Okay, these local names would vary from place to place. Okay, in India you call him Teddy, but there are different names for their country. Okay, we call here the specific local name. In the other country like Australia, America, they would call different names. Okay, even with the country. Okay, probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find ways and means to talk to each other. To refer to organisms, we are talking about it. Okay, hence there is a need to understand or standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. The naming of the species is called as nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. When we put name to the one organism, when we identify that is called as identification. Okay, if you take an example of mango tree, that you call mango tree. Okay, if you call mango tree, that is the identification, that is the name of that tree. Okay, mango tree, but the species name is different. All over world that will be called only one name, that is the nomenclature of species. Okay, in order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedures to assign a scientific name to each known organisms. Okay, this is accepted to biologists all over the world. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principle and criteria, which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). You may ask, how are animals named? That is, animal taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). This is very important. ICZN, that is called as animal taxonomists, have evolved International Code of Zoologist Nomenclature. This may be asked for MCQ. The scientific names ensure the organisms has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in part of the world, okay, to arrive the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organisms. Biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific names to known organisms. Each name has two components: the generic name and specific epithet. Specific epithet means name. That is specific name or generic name. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. Generic name and epithetic name both are included in one system that is called as binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus discovered binomial nomenclature. This is, remember, underline this and write this in your paper. This is very important. Carolus Linnaeus discovered binomial nomenclature. This may be asked for MCQ. Is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system uses a two-word format was found convenient, that is generic name and specific epithet. Let us talk about example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific names better. Okay, the scientific name of mango is written as Mangifera and indica. There are two names, Mangifera and indica. Let us see how it is binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, that is generous name, while indica is a particular species. This is specific epithet, okay, or a specific epithet. That is, other universal rules of nomenclature are as follows. First, biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. These are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. Okay, biological names are written in the Latin words and that is in italic form, that is crossed in italic form. Okay, the first word in biological name represents the genus, the second name specific epithet, that is species. First one genus and second one species. Both the words in biological name represents the genus while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Okay, both the words biological name when handwritten are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. Okay, we have to specifically underline that or printed in italics. The word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter while the species starts with a small letter. At the first, that is M, it is M is capital and I is small, that is Mangifera indica. Okay, name of author appears after the specific epithet at the end of the biological name and is written in the abbreviated form, that is Mangifera indica Linn. That is Carolus Linnaeus founded at the Mangifera indica, so it is given as a Linn in the biological. Who discovered this? The scientist name is written in the at the last. It indicates that this species was firstly discovered by Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. This process is called as classification. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient category based on the some usual observed characters. We have to characterize the different characters of the different species and the classify. That is called as classification process. Okay, here is one example you have to see. Okay, dogs and cats. Okay, the scientific term of the categories is called taxa. Here given some examples: dogs, cats, mammals, white rice. These are different classification. The scientification terms of these categories, these different categories, that is classifications, is called as taxa. Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories at very different levels. Plants also from a taxa, feet, these all are. Okay, hence based on characteristics all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is called taxonomy. External and internal structure along with structure of cell development process and ecological information of organisms are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic studies. Hence, characteristics in identification, classification, and nomenclature are the process that they are basic to taxonomy. Okay. Now, taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in knowing more and more about the various kinds of organisms, particularly with reference to their own use. In early days, human beings needed to find source for their basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, hence the earliest classification were based on the uses of various organisms. Human beings were since long not only interested in knowing more about different kinds of organisms and their diversities, that is, diversity means different classifications, okay, but also the relationship among them. This branch of study was referred to as systematics, that is, systematics. The word systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, okay, systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. The systematic arrangement of organisms is called as systematics. Linus used systematic nature. Carolus Linus used systema or systematics nature as the title of his publication. The scope of systematics was later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematics takes into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. So students, we have seen some important terms, that is how to name the scientific name, nomenclatures, identification, diversity in living world. So the next point is taxonomic categories. Taxonomic category. Classification is not a single step process but involves hierarchy of steps in which each step present rank or category, that is taxonomic category. All categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. The category includes all terms, that is the taxonomic categories, all mixed with each other, that is called as taxonomic hierarchy. Each category referred to as unit of classification, in fact represent as a rank and is commonly termed as taxon, that is the plural is taxa, singular is taxon. Taxonomic category and hierarchy can be illustrated by example. Insect represent a group of organisms, okay. See this example and read this carefully. Taxonomic studies are known organisms have led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus. This is a different category. We have to place the animals or all organisms, or according to the lowest category, highest category, middle. Okay, now the question you may ask is how to place an organisms in various categories. The basic requirement is knowledge of character of individual group. This helps in identification, similarity and dissimilarity among the individuals of the same kinds of organisms as well the other kinds of organisms. So we see in the taxonomic category. So if you have any doubt, please comment us. If you not seen the previous video, I give the description link below, okay. So in the next video we have to see the species, about species, how to place the organisms in a different category. So please like and subscribe our channel, that is CVB tutorial. I give the link, the previous video, you have to see that, okay. So please like and subscribe our channel.